的歌颂。
This scene absolutely broke me in the movie theaters. I get chill bumps now just listening to it. Oh my god, dog. Oh my god. Destined Ones, I am proud to announce that this video is sponsored and translated by Immersive Translate. Now, I've been using Immersive Translate personally for myself for about a week because I didn't want to come over here talking about a product that I am not personally using myself and I didn't think was going to be beneficial for you and for me. Of course, with my Billy channel and here recently I've been uploading Chinese subtitles, and that's been the #1 complaint I've had on the channel, on both channels. So Immersive Translated luckily found me, approached me with this opportunity to say, hey, we would love to partner with you on your channels to help you better translate to your audience. And I'm here to tell you it works beautifully, as you're seeing right here on the screen. And it's not just for Chinese, it's for Japanese, Spanish, Dutch, Russian, whatever the language you're trying to translate. And it's not just for videos. Immersive Translate has real-time translation of foreign language websites, PDF documents, EPUB, ebooks, subtitle files, YouTube videos, HBO Max, browser extensions. They even have it available on mobile with an iPhone or Android. But most importantly, out of all of this, I forgot the 4 most important letters, F-R-E-E. In any language, that means free. And so you'll be able to utilize Immersive Translate for yourself for free. And because we are the Destined Ones, they have provided me with a custom code, 10% off the pro membership, that's going to allow you to use any and all of the best AI translation tools that's available right now. This is going to allow me and your relationship and me and your translation to be on the same page and to officially be totally immersed. Now back to the video. And that right there, Destined Ones, is exactly the emotion that I felt watching Nezha 2 for the first time. Now, I did go back to the theaters and watch a second time since my initial first watch because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything that I wanted to say and just truly express how I feel. This has been the most requested video on both of my channels, on Billy and on YouTube. This was the most incredible, amazing, emotional animated film I've ever watched in my life. If I had to put it in a perfect way, the way I felt watching the Black Myth Wukong ending animations of chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, that was exactly how I felt watching Nezha 2. And the same energy, the music, the animation quality is just all top tier. And I just want to talk about it now. Instead of me trying to explain lore and give character names, I'm not going to remember any of that, of course, because I'm American and this is Chinese mythology. I don't know enough to sit here and try to be smart and tell y'all. What I am going to do is just tell you exactly how I feel, my perspective as a American, as a foreigner, exactly how Nezha 2 made me feel and why I love it so much and why I think more Americans would watch this film, because if they do and they understood it, I promise you they would be blown away just like I am, just like you are. But please drop a like on the video. I'm making this video way after some of the hype has died down, so this is truly just me wanting to talk about it, express my love for it. So please share it with a fellow gamer or with someone else that you're trying to show, hey, Americans like Nezha 2 as well. Send them my video on Billy and on YouTube, most importantly, just because that's why I make my bread and butter. Billy is just for the fans, just for everyone over there. And this will be full story spoilers as well. Thank you so much. Y'all made this happen. Now, originally when I went and watched the film, missed the opening scene. But of course, when I went and watched it the second time, I saw everything from the very beginning. And it was just as hype, just as dramatic, just as incredible. Just as I left off on Nezha 1, because I did watch Nezha 1 before I went and watched Nezha 2 because I wanted the full context. So off the rip, one of the main scenes that really blew me away, and I can't help but turn off my video game brain thinking like, oh my god, this needs to be a separate game. Instead of a Black Myth Wukong DLC, this need to be a whole new game, Black Myth Nezha. That I want a full game after seeing this, because in the opening, the one brother, him attacking the castle, you know, where Nezha lives, and him getting the sword that literally cut the sky open and the lava starts falling out. I thought that was freaking insane. Just visually, I thought that was insane. So seeing that, I'm thinking like, oh my God, bro, this is hype. And once that story happened and started popping off, I was hooked from the very beginning. And in my theater, both times, pretty sure I was the only black person there for sure. That's a fact. But also the only person that didn't speak Chinese or Mandarin. And I'm going to be jumping around a bit, just kind of going off memory and some of my notes that I jotted down, so it may not be in the best order. But I know the next scene that really caught my attention. Besides, by the way, the movie was so funny. It was such a balance of jokes and humor from Nezha and everyone else, to when it got serious, it got really serious and really dramatic. But the balance was absolutely perfect, bro. My theater was laughing and it was crying and it was screaming whenever things was getting tense. I mean, it was a great experience. But with Wukong, the Dragon King of the EC, you know, him, he realized that was his son and he came out of dragon form. He got so emotional. As a dad myself, bro, that almost brought me to tears there. I said, oh my God, this is so that one really touched me, and that one really humanized the whole story for me, because he saw all these dragons, like the big dragon, and him going down into that farm and just completely becoming a dad, and Nezha telling him like, hey, we good as long as you don't touch my house. If you touch my house, I'm gonna whoop that ass. And them having that agreement, setting that up to what happens later in the movie, I believe was absolutely brilliant. Now, the next scene that really caught my attention was whenever there was in, I want to say the Celestial Palace, but I'm wrong, but whenever there was in the heavens, the sky, and everything was all white and clean like a brand new hotel. They had Nezha take the pill, so he doesn't look like his normal self. And the scene whenever he peed, and when he peed in the wrong urinal and the guy started drinking, everyone started drinking the pee. When I say, like, you would have thought we was at a comedy show, my theater lost their mind. I was freaking dying laughing. So that was probably the funniest scene in the entire movie for me, especially for me as a dad, because we're trying to potty train my son who's 2. Just seeing that was just brilliant. And again, I can't stress how beautiful the animations are. It looked better than a Pixar movie. It looks phenomenal. And just the color graded, the animations, I mean, you can tell they spent a lot of money and they have some very talented people working on this film. Because if you look at all the visuals, this looks unbelievable. I mean, high level of Disney and Pixar when I compare it to like American animated films. I mean, unreal. I'm sorry, I don't know these characters' names because of course they're in Chinese, so I'm having a hard time trying to explain their names, but I will put the pictures up so you know who I'm talking about, because again, I can't remember all their names. But whenever the old Buddha guy with the beard was having them go around to different like different towns or different areas and take them so he can put them in the pot or send them up to like the heavens. That guy reminded me of Yellowbrow, by the way. This from him having a pot, putting people down in there and trying to make them appeal. It reminded me of Wukong whenever Yellowbrow, you know, has the bag and he opened the bag, he dropped people in there. It reminded me of was Yellowbrow. But anyway, like the little jaguar going to see his brother, and even though he was taking over Nezha's home, Nezha's dad covering for him, going like, no, he's here to help us. And the little kid was so excited, like, yeah, you're my brother, I'm proud of you. Okay, I go back home. So from that to whenever he got killed, I was so mad, bro. I was so angry about that. I was so upset. So when all that happened and the big twist came, Wukong, that's his damn name, Wukong. I was thinking about Wukong falling down. So yeah, so when the twist happened and freaking Wukong went from like talking like this to that little evil smile, I went, mother. Oh my God. I had no idea that he was the bad guy. I had like no idea. So when I'm watching and I saw him, the whole thing was a twist and Wukong was the bad guy. I said, what? And from that point there, all hell broke loose. Turns out he was taking everybody and condensing them down to freaking pills or to like capsules that he can take. The twist was, I did not see it coming and I was so upset. And as you saw in the opening, as we fast forward, and I know I skipped a lot, but we saw in the opening, whenever he turned Nezha's mama into a capsule and Nezha was crying and screaming, oh my God, it still sent chills to my body. Because in my mind, and I know we're going to get a little dark here, not dark, but in my mind, you know, if I still have my mom in my life, and I often think about like, how am I going to feel if I ever lose my mom? You know, don't want to knock on wood, but that cry and that pain and that anger, exactly how I would feel if something happened to my mom. So that right there, that one touched me. Oh my God. And from that point there, and him just getting so angry and transforming into like the big Nezha with the hair, it was perfect from there. And getting to the one scene, and a lot of people had kind of prepped me like, hey, be looking out. But whenever they was fighting and like they started hitting like the, and I was looking, I was like, is that Wukong stop? I was like, oh, is that the Reju Bang? I said, holy shit, that I saw like in the water like this. I was like, oh my God. So I was getting real excited. I was like, wait, I was like, is Wukong in the movie? Is Wukong's coming? Like I was so excited, but that little Easter egg was freaking excellent, bro. Anyway, the big fight happened, and like they setting it up for a nezha 3, which I know is going to happen because they still had half of the army. And at the end of the film, for one, I was so happy that it was such a feel-good moment when he left. He came back and it was in the water, and the dad said, I know what your heart is at. I mean, their relationship together, Nezha and his friend, I can't think of his name, those two was like, it's like the perfect relationship. And at the end with freaking Wukong, they had to they was hitting him for the facial recognition. That was so damn fun. I was so happy because I hate him. I hate Wukong. And so them whooping his ass, I was like, yeah. So it was great. Then to get the post-credit scene to set up nezha 3 and what's going to be next for them in the next movie, I thought it was an absolute masterpiece. This is the greatest animated film to me since Toy Story. And Toy Story holds a very special place to my heart. That's my childhood. I still watch Toy Story. I've showed my 2 sons Toy Story. They love Toy Story and Woody. So to have something that I say that's right there with Toy Story is a big compliment, let me tell you. So I thought it was great. The only thing I'm bummed about, I wish they would have, when I'm conflicted on this, because I wish they would have made an English version of this movie and promoted it in America and like the UK in English as well too, to really hook people in. Because even if you didn't watch nezha 1, you still can watch this. They give you enough backstory so you can just go watch nezha 2 and you still pretty much understand. It's just like you have a kid who was born the devil and he's been outcast and everyone looks at him as a monster where he's trying to help people and do the right thing, and no matter what he does, he's still looked at as a monster. Kind of remind me of Kratos in God of War. You will always be a monster. And fighting that story and has a mother who still loves you no matter what, that's a story. Doesn't matter if it's in English, Mandarin, Japanese, Spanish, it doesn't matter. That's a story everyone can understand. Everyone can feel emotional about without having to understand the Chinese mythology behind it, in my opinion. But because it wasn't, Americans, a lot of Americans, when it comes to watching television and watching physical media in other languages that's not English, they check out. None of my friends, none of my families would ever watch a movie that's in Chinese with subtitles. Nobody, literally nobody I know. And I know a lot of people. And that's the case for most Americans. See, me, I'm weird. I'm a little crazy. So for me, I prefer it. That's what I look for. It makes me pay attention because when I'm watching a movie that has subtitles, like I have subtitles in this video, that means I can't be freaking texting. I can't be on a phone call. I can't do nothing. All I have to do is focus and listen. It's like being blind almost, and you have to enhance. So now you got to listen more, or you got to touch more, you got to feel more, or whenever you got vision but you don't have sound, so now you have to really watch. So to me, watching animated films or playing Wukong or playing Chinese games or Japanese games or Portuguese, whatever, playing in that native language outside your own, to me makes you focus even more, and it makes you appreciate it more because now you really have to pay attention. If it's in English, I can watch, I can be looking over here because I'm still listening, I can miss some stuff, but if it's in another language, to me it just makes you focus even more. And to me, if they did that just to appease the American or the English audiences, I think they lose their fire, they lose their swag, they lose the flavor that makes this film special, is the backdrop of the Chinese mythology. So I'd rather them just not mess with it at all and just people to take a chance on it. This film made $1 billion at the box office, so that's no accident. Has to let you know that this movie is not fantastic. This movie is fucking amazing, and it should be watched in its entirety in its original form in Chinese 100%. So I hope I delivered on this review. I know people was waiting on it. Again, I don't do many of these, so I apologize if I'm not as polished as some of your other movie reviewers may be, but this movie made me feel almost every emotion that I felt when I was playing Black Myth Wukong, how a lot of you found me, and I just can't wait. I pray that nezha is in Black Myth Wukong DLC of some way. I know it was in the original one, in the animated, but like more in the story. I really want a full game after this, but after seeing how strong nezha is, I mean, that would be such a fun character to play from the time that was birthed out of the flesh up until when he hits the final form. So anyway, thank y'all so much, man, and I really hope y'all enjoyed this. And any other lore or any other secrets that you may want to let me know down in the comment section below, please do share it, praise it, pass it around on Billy, especially on the YouTube channel, because where I make enough money to keep doing this. And lastly, once again, thank you to Immersive Translate for being a brand new partner on the channel. And hopefully these subtitles has lived up to what I told y'all it would be. So now we have a great communication that you understand what I'm saying and I can understand what you're saying. And we can just keep building this beautiful relationship in 2025 and beyond. Destined Ones, Nezha 2 is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, no question. Till next time, I love y'all. Be safe.